Welcome to the Skip and Shannon Undisputed podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. You can catch us Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 6:30 Pacific on FS1. Here's what this podcast is all about. It's an unscripted, unfiltered, undisputed version of the day's show, and there is a lot to get into in today's podcast. Skip believes Paul George to the Cavs is just what the doctor ordered for LeBron. Shannon questions the long-term strategy from the Celtics trading the #1 draft pick to the 76ers. Plus, rap legend and newly cemented Hollywood Walk of Fame member Ice Cube is in studio to talk Kaepernick, his LA Lakers, and of course the Big Three, which debuts June 26th right here on FS1. Finally, Skip and Shannon debate what it means that Conor McGregor is now only a 4-1 underdog against Floyd Mayweather. Skip and Shannon, it's good to be back in studio.
We're back in Los Angeles.
We're back.
Sure?
I'm sure we're here in Los Angeles. I know.
Hey, Joe, how are you? That's a nice mint. I love the mint.
Thank you. I'm doing good, Shannon.
Hey, Skip.
We're back to the old stuff again. How are you?
Tell them what you were doing before, Skip, we came on air.
I had to tie my shoes because you about to run me up out of them.
Oh,
so I need them on tight.
Reach for that.
Nothing is safe around him, you know. You got great shoes on, as I always, Skip. Ice Cube will be here live in studio later in the show. But let's start in the NBA. The Vertical is reporting that Paul George intends to leave the Pacers in 2018 via free agency. New Pacers president of basketball operations, Kevin Pritchard, has reportedly begun pursuing trades for George this season. Although George's preference is to play for the Lakers, Pritchard has discussed a deal with the Cavaliers. The Pacers reportedly want to get a deal done before Thursday's draft. Shannon, how much better would Paul George make the Cavs?
Here we go. I love it.
Parade tomorrow?
Skip.
You going up there
Oh,
to practice?
Is the plan?
I would ask Jamie Horvitz for a little raise. I would purchase my own fire truck so I could drive it in the parade.
Your own fire truck?
So I can drive it in the parade in Cleveland in 2018. Skip, this is a twofold question because the question that I have, what are the Cavs and who are the Cavs going to have to give up to get a Paul George? Now, if you make it a one-for-one swap, say Kevin Love for Paul George, I believe this makes them better, Skip, because first of all, you have a guy that scores more, he can defend better, he's better from the three, better from the free throw line, better at assisting the ball. The only thing that he doesn't do better than Kevin Love is rebound the basketball. So therefore, a lot more of that would fall on Tristan Thompson and LeBron James, but I believe LeBron could average double-digit rebounds.
He could.
Especially if he plays the 4 position. Here's my thing. If you have to give up, say, a Kevin Love and a Shump, that seems like a very good deal for the Cavaliers to me. Now, if you start having to give up Kevin Love, you have to give up Shumpert, you have to give up Richard Jefferson, you have to give up Channing Frye, how much is that going to deplete you? If you look at the way the finals shaped out, Zaza and JaVale McGee did not play as much in the finals as they did the first 3 rounds. They were more in their depth lineup. This would
wait. Zaza was in the death lineup in Game 1 against my Spurs, right?
Yeah, okay. he did.
Zaza up a cheap shot.
He stuck a little something up under Kawhi's foot.
Yeah.
Skip, if you were to have Paul George, LeBron, and Kyrie, so when they go Steph Curry, they go Clay, they go KD, in that situation, you have guys that can guard on the perimeter. But you also have a guy that when LeBron goes to the bench, he can initiate the offense. He can also get his own shot. So therefore, LeBron can be just as efficient playing anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes less per ball game. Because at 33, I don't think he should be playing 38, 39, 40 minutes. He played like 45 minutes a game in the finals, and so that would drastically come down. This makes them better. Now, Skip, we already know. If they're able to get Paul George without having to give up Kevin Love, they're about to win by 75 games. 75 games and the title. But I don't see how that happens, Skip, because they don't have any draft picks, and Paul George has suppressed Indy's opportunity to get. First of all, you're not going to get maximum value for a guy that's a perennial all-star like Paul George is. But he did him a favor. He gave him a heads up. He says, "I'm leaving. You can move me now and get something, or I'm walking out the door like KD and you get nothing." Because even when LeBron James left, he says, "I'm leaving. Now we can do this sign and trade deal and you can get something for me, or I walk and you get nothing." So I commend Paul George for telling them that he's not going to be there after the 2018, after this season. and he gave them opportunity, Skip, to go out there and see what you can get. You can get something. Hey, maybe you only get jelly beans in a frying pan, but that's better than nothing.
So is that all Cleveland's going to have to give up? Jelly beans in a frying pan?
Hey,
to get Paul George?
it's better than nothing.
Yeah, better than nothing. Joy, LeBron James just can't get a break, can he?
What?
Has this man been blessed in his life or what?
What happened, Skip?
All of a sudden, another star just falls right into his lap. What else could he ask for? Thank you, God. What do you do? Just get down on his knees? God, I need Paul George. Thank you very much. I got Paul George for next to nothing, because I don't think LeBron has ever quite bought in to Kev, as he calls Kevin.
Yeah, he has, Skip.
Yeah, he has not.
Skip, you go to church on
Are you going to
Sunday.
fit in or fit out? Remember that one?
Can I ask you a question, Skip?
Yes,
Joe,
I went yesterday, actually.
you went to church?
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you how they do it in the Southern church. The pastor will ask you, is God good? And the congregation say, all the time. God is good.
All the time.
All the time.
Especially if you're LeBron James.
Yes, indeed.
And I don't even know what his spirituality is. I never hear him talk about it at all. But God likes him, I guess.
Yeah, he
Or
good.
the basketball gods like LeBron
Just gave
James.
$2.5 million to the Smithsonian and the Muhammad Ali exhibit.
So how much bigger of a break can this man get after 14 years in the league, where all of a sudden your division rival, can I put quotes around that? Your Eastern Conference rival, can I put quotes around
Yes.
that? All of a sudden is thrust into a can't-win position of having to give you, the Cleveland Cavaliers, Paul George, who's a very good player. I'm not the biggest fan of Paul George, as you know, or George Paul, as you know. But still, given what they need and given what they have that nobody else has to give Indiana, which is Kevin Love, who's he made the All-Star team.
Yes.
So he's a very good player. Is he a great? No, I don't think he's a great player. Does he have shortcomings, as in coming up small in the biggest moments? Yes, he does. And we saw it happen again in Game 5 after just all-time great Game 4. Would he make 6 out of 8 threes in Game 4? But you can get him that in the Game 4. Then the money's on the table in Game 5. Must win. No, sorry, you're out. So here's what I think of Paul George. I'm going to remind you, this is the same Paul George who Game 1 against the Cavaliers in this year's playoffs, remember this, down 1 with 20 seconds left, he passed up 2 chances to beat the man he idolizes, LeBron James. He passed down two shots and wound up with C.J. Miles, remember, taking some awkward shot at the buzzer and missed. They're only down 1 now. That would have tilted that series, right? That would have set that series on its ear, just like my Spurs could have beaten Golden State in Game 1 at Oakland, remember? But this would have been a huge play for Paul George to make, and he turned down 2 shots. And then, remember the final game, Game 4? He missed a huge 3 that would have won the game. And then, do I have to remind you what happened very late in the season? A crucial, just sort of a tone-setting game, remember, on April 2nd at Cleveland? Remember that Sunday, like, late afternoon game?
Yeah, he had 44.
Yeah.
43,
and at the
like
end of the first overtime, remember what happened to George Paul? He had 2 free throws to win the game, and he just, the first one. And
kind of like Kawhi?
What are you doing? Like Kawhi when he was 18 years old?
Kawhi wasn't 18.
Yes, he was.
What about Manu? How old was Manu? 42?
Yeah,
Could
how
be
many
46
big
now.
shots has Manu had?
But go ahead,
missed?
Skip. Go ahead.
They just each missed 1. It happens every once in a while. But this is one where you're in the King's house and you just say, watch this, King, I got you here.
Where was Kawhi at in Manu?
Huh?
In the King's house with a chance to win the finals.
I don't think that was the King's house. I think that was Dwayne Wade's house.
That was the King.
Was. Am I right, Miss Taylor? Yes. Thank
Joy
you very
can't even
much.
say that because she can't even, as much as she loved Wade County, she can't even say that.
Yes, she can. Yes, she can. So that's this guy. This guy is in awe, in fear of LeBron James.
Stop it.
But he is. He is. Now, the flip side of him is Jimmy Butler. And again, we'll talk about this a little later. Maybe the Celtics might wind up with Jimmy Butler. I don't know. But what's that?
Get Jimmy Butler.
He has no fear of LeBron James. In fact, he has a healthy disdain for LeBron James. And by the way, Jimmy Butler's a better player than Paul George.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He's mentally tougher. He's much more clutch. He just got a tougher streak. He's got a bigger, tougher backbone than Paul George has. But the point is, Paul George is perfect for LeBron James because he will defer to LeBron James. So they don't need a first wheel. They don't even need a second wheel because they got the best second wheel in all of basketball. That bad man that is Kyrie Irving. Did he not put on a show in the finals? He put on an even better show than LeBron did with all of his statistical mumbo-jumbo.
Whoa. Okay, well, can you
That's
explain?
just a bunch of mumbo.
Can you explain something to me? And I love Unc. But down the stretch in the fourth quarter, can you tell me what his stats were?
Yeah, they weren't very good. I agree. He was just deferring to LeBron. Like,
Stop
LeBron,
it,
are you
Skip,
going to do
don't
this
do
or
this,
not?
Skip.
You're
Skip,
averaging a triple-double. It's your team. You're the king. It's your house. Take it over.
Skip.
Right?
I don't care who the Celtics get. They can get Jimmy Butler. They can get Kevin Butler. They can, hell, get Malcolm Butler.
Right.
They're not beating the Cavs.
Okay. But the point is, Jimmy Butler would be a terrible fit with LeBron and Kyrie because he's going to want the ball and he's going to say, get out of my way in the clutch. I'll take this big shot. Paul George is going to say, I'm so happy to be along for this ride. I'll just do what I need to do. And he's a very good player because he can defend, obviously, at 6'8". And he can shoot. He's a 38% three-point shooter. So I give you that. He was clearly more dominating pre-knee injury, and it was a horrendous.
Broke his leg.
Broke his leg. I'm sorry. Broke his leg, and it was terrible. It was career-threatening, and I don't see quite as explosive, but I still see a very good player, and I see just what the doctor ordered for LeBron James. So I'm going to give you this. They could win the East next year if they just gave away Kevin Love. They just said, we'll see you later. We don't have to replace you. They could still win the East with just LeBron and Kyrie and Tristan. But if you add Paul George, you are going to – it's game over in the East.
It's game over in the NBA.
It is not in the NBA.
Hold on, Skip Bayless. Are you telling me LeBron James, Paul George, Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, and Tristan Thompson?
No, I'm saying you're going to have to give up Kevin Love.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you said.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
But if you again, I'm assuming they'll have to give up Kevin Love. I don't know.
You hope it.
They could, if it really became like bargain basement auction time where they played their cards right, and I still don't know what's going on with Cleveland because they don't have a GM in place right now. David Griffin's not under contract.
He's there to the 30th.
Well, what's going on? Because I read in Dave McMenamin's piece on ESPN.com this morning, he ended it with an anonymous quote from inside the Cavaliers. He's very good covering the Cavaliers. And somebody called it insanity, what's going on in the Cleveland front office right now, because this is such a huge decision without a GM under contract. So I'm going to assume that the new GM, without the title, is one LeBron James.
You know it.
Well, he is.
Yeah, we make all the moves.
We knew he was the co-head coach. Now he is the GM. And I'm assuming that the fall guy for last year's problems, the 23-23 finish over the last 46 games, because remember, LeBron went public. He said, we're top heavy as you know what, right? We need more depth, right?
They did.
Right? And who's going to take the fall for that? David Griffin. And now LeBron will take over this team and this duty after 14 years. Well, you know it and I know it. And you know what I would do if I were LeBron's GM?
What?
You know what I do right now? They are positioned to at least be a little more competitive against Golden State in the finals. Again, giving up Kevin Love for Paul George and Shumpert too. So now, if you're top heavy as you know what does that require you to do? It requires enough cap space, correct?
Yeah.
To add bodies down below, right?
Yeah.
To add depth the way the Spurs have always added depth and had almost always the best depth in the league.
You want LeBron to take a pay cut. That's what you want, Skip.
Wait,
you getting that.
LeBron James is scheduled to make $33.3 million next year. Underpaid. I'll give you that. But guess who was woefully underpaid his last 3 years in the league? One, Tim Duncan, the great Tim Duncan.
But Tim Duncan wasn't the GM. Tim Duncan wasn't the coach. You got to pay for that, Skip.
Oh, you got to pay for the coach and the GM.
You think I do?
Also, he's wearing three hats.
He's doing all three jobs. He should be paid
that's
for all.
how he justifies.
And he's the analytics guy.
Oh, he does the whole.
So all those guys that you paying, you got to pay for Bron's services. You think this is free?
Oh, you're finally admitting he pays that much attention to the stats?
Hold on, time out, Skip. There is nothing free but salvation. And televangelists have found a way to charge for that. There's nothing free. So you want Bron to play basketball, bring in the players, coach the players.
Well, what a simple fix this would be, because at the end, Tim Duncan was making like the minimum, like $4 million. He'd just say, I don't care.
That's what he should have been making.
Huh?
That's what he should have been making.
Please stop it.
Let me ask
you mean a Mount Rushmore player?
Okay,
like
let me ask you a question, Skip. In his last 2 to 3 years, was he as dominant at his position, or is he as dominant a player in basketball as LeBron James is?
He was the leader of that franchise. He was the best rim protector in the league, and you underestimate that.
Skip, you saw him get his shot blocked last year.
He's also the best passing big man in basketball, and he was until the very end.
Skip, you saw
a lot of times the offense went through him.
Didn't you see him against OKC, Skip?
I did.
When they blocked his shot, Skip, he couldn't get up anymore. I think Zaza could out-jump him. And you know Zaza can't jump up a post.
I don't think Tim could ever. He was no Duncan from the start. Seriously. And he's just the greatest power forward ever.
Let's just say for the sake of argument, and I'll indulge you with this. I don't see how LeBron can take less money because he's already penciled in. That would mean him signing an extension, and I'm not so sure he's willing to do that.
Tom Brady does it.
Stop talking about what Tom Brady does.
He does. Tom Brady does it.
First of all, this is what we know.
He does it every year. He says, I don't care. You know why? Because he makes a whole lot off the field.
Without Tom Brady, Coach Belichick went 11-5. Without Tom Brady, he went 3-1. They went 0 without LeBron James in the lineup this year. Kyrie Irving, without LeBron James, they got Anthony Bennett, #1 overall draft pick.
Bill Belichick was about to be fired without Tom Brady in his first 2 years in New England. Go look it up.
The coaches at Cleveland were fired without LeBron James.
Well, Bill Belichick, speaking of Cleveland, had 4 losing records in 5 years as the Cleveland Browns head coach.
Skip, I'm not arguing that. And it's a combination.
Why wouldn't he take less? Look, I can't turn on TV. It's like every other ad's a LeBron ad.
Yeah.
How much is he making
it's not
off
enough.
The field?
It's not enough.
Not enough.
He's
Well,
He's the second highest paid athlete behind Cristiano Ronaldo, the Madrid footballer.
Okay.
And then he's done jump. He catapult in front of Lionel Messi.
Are you talking about off court also?
All total.
Okay.
He does only Roger Federer, I think, makes more off the field.
So to his quote about we're top heavy as you know what. Well, that's your fault, LeBron, because you make 33 of the cap.
Skip.
33 million?
But it was the bench. They did not get the production from the bench. Remember in Game 5, in which they lost, they were outscored like something 35-40-7. Who are you going to beat like that, Skip? Because if you think about it, they played to a push. LeBron gave you 41. Kyrie gave you 27-28. So you got, JR gave you what, 20, was unconscious from 3. So you got to push from the starters. The difference in the ball game was what? The bench. The Iggy gave you 20. David West gave you 4. McCall came off the bench and gave you quality minutes. That was the difference in the ball game.
Go get him.
Yeah.
Go get him, LeBron. You can go get him. You're the GM.
No.
Say, I'll take less to be GM.
We want Paul George.
Well, you'll get that.
Well, if they get Paul George, you know I'm coming in here. We're about to go on vacation.
Yeah. Are you going to go up to Cleveland and practice, rehearse the parade
well, he can't be 13.
He
could.
Power walk.
What number would Paul George be? Because he can't be PG-13 unless he paid for Tristan.
Well, it'd be really nice for LeBron to get some help finally.
Stop it, Joe. Joe, don't do that, Joe.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's really.
He had no help in Miami. He's had no help since he got back to Cleveland.
What I got on me?
Oh, I forgot. It's in you. That hate. It ain't on you. It's in you.
No mercy. The Big Three is coming to FS1. Catch Allen Iverson, Chauncey Billups, and some of the biggest names in basketball in a 10-city 3-on-3 battle. Ice Cube presents Big Three basketball starting next Monday, only on FS1. Welcome back.
Woo.
Thank you. Yay.
Hey, I want to be not the first, but first on Undisputed to congratulate you. You got your own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
Right there next to John Wayne and Humphrey Bogart and Marlon Brando and Ice Cube. Wow.
Come on now.
Wow.
Come on now. I've been down there all week making sure nobody step on me.
So what did it feel like when you went through the ceremony? Like,
You know, it's an out-of-body experience.
It is,
you know what I mean? Because being, coming from NWA, you never think you're going to make it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And you definitely never think you're going to make it to the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Right.
So just to get there is surreal, man. I brought everybody I knew from my past and just thanked them because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them.
hey, but you earned it, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, it's an amazing honor.
Appreciate it.
And you can catch Ice Cube and Allen Iverson in a special, The Making of the Big Three, on Thursday night here on FS1. We're excited to debut the music video for the official league song.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the Big Three. Let's take a look.
Big Three. Yeah. Big Three. Come on. Yeah. Three. Now that's a magic number. Got the homies balling out for the whole damn summer in that 4-point circle with that ghost ball of purple. If you check the roster, got a 3-head monster. Now them killer threes are like killer bees. Start dropping threes like trilogies, like companies, like PIGs. Got them ball hogs hogging that 3-on-3. We got the power to do it PIG. We got tri-state coached by the DOC. We got the answer. His crossover is sick, and that white chocolate got dimes to flip. Is that Kmart? Well, he's parked in his spot. And who do you think you are? Mr. Big Shot, coached by the glove, coached by the glide, coached by the oak, coached by the Iceman. No fighting, had to warn Rick Mahorn. They told Rick Barry half court looks scary, but it ain't. Unless you caught in the paint, getting drug on the heels of Jermaine O'Neal. See, when I got the pill, it's like soul for real. Cause when I start to deal, it's like overkill. Cause I'm taking basketball about the box. Got the summer on lock, Big 3 on Fox.
That felt legendary to me.
Hey, I had to let them know. You know, this is a legendary league.
And plus that you still got it.
Of course. Come on.
Still got it.
But let me ask you, but how, I mean, you're not having it play back in your ear. You just, how long did it take you to write this?
I wrote that in 40 minutes. 40 minutes.
So, because are you an artist that put pen to paper and then, or you just play it in your head?
Well, you know, sometimes I like getting the beat first, getting the music, because then you can get the rhythm. You can be totally on rhythm with that beat. So I like getting the beat first, and you know, I mean, I'm so excited about the league. Those lyrics just tumbled out.
How about, Skip, I don't know if you know this, but you have the T-Mobile Center on August 26th.
Yes.
That's your date schedule.
Yes.
Now, would you be willing to move for small compensation?
Of course. You know, I mean, if they, you know, do what they're supposed to do and make us happy, yeah, we
Have
move.
they done that yet?
Well, you know, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. I think we're going to get there.
Well, you got to get, hey, I need something monetarily, and I'm going to need some tickets to this event. Because I heard that, like, tickets are going for like $90,000, Skip, ringside. Nosebleed are like $2,100. I mean, they already about to surpass the Pacquiao Mayweather fight.
To witness what you call a joke?
Mayweather McGregor, you already know what's going to happen, don't you, Q?
Yeah, I know what's going to happen.
See? He know.
I know what's going to happen. I think Mayweather going to put them things on him.
Yeah. Everybody know he going to put them things on him.
Pillows he wears on his hands?
Them pillows hurt.
Exactly. You been in a pillow fight, they get you upside like, that's okay, that's enough. Knock the stuffing out the pillows. Yeah, I give him a headache.
All right, so let's talk about your Los Angeles Lakers. We've been going back and forth. Paul George, it looks like it's just on a silver platter for him to join LeBron, at least for a year, in exchange for Kevin Love, maybe Shumpert. It's just like, here, LeBron, thank you, God, he did it again. How do you feel about Paul George maybe in a year going to the Lakers? They could still make a run at him right now if they really wanted to.
I mean, I think we can wait a year. I mean, we're going to have to implement our second pick of the draft, and we'll see what our team looks like. And then from there, I think we can wait a year. I think we need a year to really see who's going to be there and who's not. You know, I think Luke, our coach, need another year under his belt, so we can wait.
You know what you're going to look like, Q.
What you mean?
It's like when you go grocery shopping, and you bring all the groceries in, and once you put them away, what you do with the bags that they come in? This year, y'all gonna be some trash.
Listen, man.
Wait,
listen.
You don't recycle those bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They asked me at the counter, they say, Mr. Sharpe, would you like paper or plastic? I said, I'm gonna throw all this out on the highway, so I don't care what you put in.
You're not out in California.
You already
You're gonna litter as well as not recycle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
They gotta get Skip. I see people picking up trash. I mean, that's a job. I wanna keep people employed.
Okay.
Bring job. But let me ask you this, Q. How many games you think you guys gonna win 30 plus games, 35 games? I'll give you 35. That's a good, nice number, 35.
I mean, you know, it's a hope and it's a dream that we can win 35. I believe we can definitely improve off last year, and that's all that matters.
Can you be worse than last year? Is that possible?
Of course you could be worse than last year, of course. But I think we can improve on last year, and that's all we have to do is start improving.
I think y'all won like 22 games. Y'all trying to get in the teams?
What team you go for?
You know who? I don't have a team. I got a player.
He's got a bandwagon.
And I follow him.
Okay.
The king.
Runner-up is fine, I guess, for you.
Whoa, Q. Y'all not even runner-up in the West. Y'all was like dead last in the West.
But we wasn't bragging we was going to win the championship either. So
what y'all got to brag about, Q?
We don't have nothing to brag about. But But you did all the bragging and you ain't got no chip.
But you know what, Skip? You did a Cube. You did a great job. That documentary, that voiceover that you did for the 30 for 30. Cube, you were unbelievable. Mm-hmm. Don't you wish those days would come back again?
They will.
But he got to live those days.
I've seen him come around a few times, and I'm going to see him again.
So, Cube, what's your view of Lonzo and his father? There's so much negativity coming out of the Lakers especially about the dad.
Well, to me, I don't think you not take a player because of their family members. It's like you take who you need. If they need Lonzo Ball, they need to take him. I'm pretty sure LeVar will back up. I'm pretty sure he feels like, hey, I've done my job. I got my son a lot of light, maybe the number 2 pick in the NBA, and he got other sons that he need to concentrate on and get them there. So I just feel like the man is a genius for pushing his son, and because he's the only player I know in this draft right now.
And you know about their father.
Well, I mean, I know about Lonzo because of his father, and it's cool, and we'll see. I mean, I support any father that's down to go the extra mile for their kids. Right. So for him to do that and to get Lonzo this much light, I think the Lakers should take the player they need. If it's Lonzo, take him. If it's not, then I guess get another player.
Are you that type of father? You ride for your son like he ride for?
I ride or die for mine, for sure.
So why is everyone so upset with LeVar? Because we've seen Kris Jenner do the same thing for her daughters. We've seen other moms and dads do the very same thing for. It's almost like, now granted, like, if you have a prodigy, what you think you have a prodigy child, they take them to practice and they're very outspoken. Why do you think LeVar is getting so much blowback for his adoration and what he's talking about with his son?
Well, I think it's, one, because he said that his son has better skills than some of the top NBA players right now, some MVPs. So, yes. I mean, that's going to get you a lot of heat. Right. If I was to do a concert and the announcer said he's better than Tupac, Biggie, all this wrapped up in the run, then the crowd is going to be like, hold up, wait a minute, man, all wrapped into one? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what happened. It's just the effect of somebody being confident in their kid, and the world might think he's too confident.
I'm going to let you ask about Colin Kaepernick. You want to?
I don't know if you heard, but the commissioner, Roger Goodell, said that he does not believe that Colin Kaepernick is being blackballed and that the NFL is a meritocracy and that they will sign whomever they believe that will help them win a ball game. What do you say?
I mean, I think he has the skills. I believe he has the skills to be on the NFL roster. What you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think he should be signed. So the fact that he's not raises a red flag. And the league is that way. They do, go for the best player. But it's something funny happens when it deals with the American flag, when it deals with the national anthem. Something happens where it's a real issue for fans. Some fans, that's a real issue. So I'm pretty sure the NFL notices that. And I've seen it happen in the NBA with Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
I was in Denver at the time.
Who's in our Big 3 league, so if you want to see him play, you can see him play again. But I saw it happen, so I'm not going to doubt that, that it can't happen again, and it's not happening to Colin Kaepernick.
Skip and Cube, this is what I find very, very ironic with the NFL. Now, as you remember, Skip and Joy and Cube, the HB2 bill in North Carolina, and there's also one on the Senate in the Texas. The NFL issued 2 statements. 2! And the last one, when they talked about Texas, they said, I think his name is Brian McCarthy, they sent him down there. He said it's going to be very difficult for us to have another Super Bowl in the state of Texas if this legislation was to pass. So in other words, the very thing that they're holding against Colin Kaepernick, which is protest, they're saying we're going to protest bringing you a Super Bowl to this state if this bill was to go through. Skip, you've heard the commissioner talking glowing terms about his father. His father was Charles Goodell. Now, he was appointed to the New York State Senate, the state of Congress, because Robert Kennedy dropped out because he was running for president. Now, the commissioner loves his father. His father, they labeled him a Republican with a conscience. Now, he ticked off, as soon as he got in, he ticked off Nixon because he wanted to pass legislation that would cut all funding to the Vietnam War. This is what now, they turned his back on him. He was not reelected to office. Skip, this is what he said. He says, I've come to see that our legal and political institutions are dangerously unresponsive and unyielding to the impassioned grievances of our own people. He was in office in 1968. He wrote the book in 1973. Who were the people that he was talking about? The commissioner. I'm not so sure your father would be proud of the stance that you're taking against Colin Kaepernick.
But this commissioner works for 32 owners, correct? So he can't really be his quote-unquote own man. He can't campaign openly and autonomously, right?
He don't have to campaign, but don't hold. Look, he said some things that came out.
Well, the commissioner isn't himself keeping anyone from
No.
That's not the commissioner's role in this. He's actually saying that if a team feels like he's good enough, then they have the ability to sign him on their own. So these are individual teams' decisions.
If you don't want people to discriminate, because here's the thing, Skip, I don't know how many transgender athletes there are in the NFL. I don't care if there are 1,000 of them. But you got 65 to 70% of your league is African Americans.
Well, we'll see how it develops. I'll have to leave it there. Be sure to check out Ice Cube and The Answer AI Thursday on FS1, and the Big Three League premieres next Monday on FS1. You can still get tickets at big3.com. We're very excited for that. No mercy. The Vertical is reporting the Celtics and Sixers have agreed to swap picks before Thursday's NBA draft. Boston will get Philadelphia's third pick and a future first-round pick, and the Sixers now have the first overall pick and are expected to draft Markelle Fultz. Fultz worked out for the Sixers on Saturday, and Joel Embiid tweeted an image of himself, Fultz, Ben Simmons, and Robert Covington with the caption, "This should be legendary if it happens. Hashtag the process." Shannon, who got the better end of the deal?
Somebody hacked Joel Embiid's account. You talking about legendary. Skip, the Celtics, the team that moves down and feels they can still get a very good player or the guy that they want while acquiring future #1 draft picks, that team is the winner. But what this tells me is that the Celtics believe there's not a transcendent player. Because let me ask you this, Skip. If there was an Anthony Davis, a LeBron James, a Magic Johnson, or Shaquille O'Neal in this draft, you see anybody moving down?
No.
Exactly. So by the fact that they're willing to move 2 spots and feel, now I believe this is a Josh Jackson deal. Because there's like, we were going to take Josh at 1 probably, so why not move back? They take Fultz. Lakers take Lonzo.
What if the Lakers take Josh Jackson?
I don't believe they will. I don't believe they will take Josh Jackson. Now, they might. And then, then the Celtics are going to look really bad. But my thing is, Skip, what are the Celtics trying to accomplish? They got everybody. They got Sacramento's #1 coming. They got the Lakers #1. They still got Brooklyn's. They got theirs this year. Next year. They got the Sixers. What are they trying to accomplish? Are they hoping that in another 4 or 5 years that LeBron, you know what, LeBron gonna be old. He can't keep playing like this forever, because I get what the Golden State Warriors did. Their big 3, the core players, they drafted Steph, Clay, and Draymond.
Stole all 3 of them.
Skip, but it wasn't until year 6, 7, and 8 that they came to be the Golden State Warriors as we know them. They've been there. They didn't just get there. So, but still, it took outsiders. It took Andre Iguodala, Finals MVP, Sean Livingston, Barbosa, Bogut to help get them over the hump. It took KD to help get them over the hump. So you acquiring all these players, and at some point in time, maybe they will be good. But you still need a stud, Skip. You still need somebody that can come in. And I just don't see the way they are presently constructed with Al Horford. He's not a superstar. Isaiah Thomas is not a superstar. Skip, they're not beating the Cavaliers. So clearly, the answer to the question, the Celtics got the better of this deal because they moved back. Not only did they have to move back just 2 spots, Skip, now we get your first-round pick next year. Now, consider this. Ben Simmons, last year #1 overall pick, missed the entire season. Joel Embiid has missed 2 of his 3 seasons, and he only played about 32 games last year. So I'm supposed to believe that's going to be legendary, there's a good chance, guess what, Skip? The Celtics could be in the very position they're in again with the #1 overall draft pick, be it from the Sixers or the Brooklyn Nets. The Celtics won this deal, but I don't really know what they're trying to accomplish. Now, there are some whispers that they're trying to put a package together to get Anthony Davis. Look, Anthony Davis in Louisiana, but it will not be another Louisiana purchase. They're not about to get him.
I would agree with that. So, if we're just talking about Markelle Fultz, then the Celtics did exactly what they should have done.
Yes.
They should have traded back and let Philly make that mistake. And I'm going to remind you now, isn't this highly unusual? This would have the Sixers in back-to-back years taking a first overall pick, starting with Ben Simmons a year ago.
Yep.
And neither Ben Simmons nor Markelle Fultz was able to lead their teams to the NCAA tournament. Really? Isn't that some indicator of how great you are, what your rub-off factor is, how great you make the rest of your team?
Did they even have a winning record, Skip?
Well, at Washington, Markelle Fultz, they're 9-22 and 2-16 in the Pac-12. Are you kidding me? 2-16?
Exactly.
And they got annihilated twice by Lonzo Ball's UCLA team as 107-66 at Washington. Wow. And that's when Fultz did play.
41.
Really? So Danny Ainge is not seeing in Markelle Fultz what I'm not seeing, which is, what's up with this? Markelle Fultz was a 65% free throw shooter last year. Really? And this guy's going to be a quote-unquote two-guard shooter. I know he's supposed to be a point guard, but he's a shooter, right?
Yeah,
he's a scorer.
A guard, Skip, should never shoot less than 75%.
Really? I mean, that's LeBron James.
No,
it is.
Don't do that.
No, I'm
Skip.
serious. Remember, I just quick point of order. I never got around to this, but LeBron did say going into the playoffs, wait a second. He said, I'm going to shoot in the high 80s from the free throw line, right? He shot 70%, and he shot a career-low 67% during the regular season from the free throw line. So this is Markelle Fultz territory. You know, he's in LeBron territory. So I don't get that, and I don't see what he did do for his team. Again, I kept watching Ben Simmons a year ago, and I'd say, what's he doing? I think he just didn't want to be in Baton Rouge. He's from Australia. I think he felt like, you're forcing me to do this. Your rules say, your laws say, that I have to go to college for 1 year and I don't want to go to college. So I think I'll just stand over here and watch most of the time over here on the wing, and I'll just let you four run around and see what you can do. And they did nothing, and they could have gone to the NIT, and then they said, we're out, right? Okay.
Because Ben said he was out. He was going to be the first to not play in a postseason game, Skip.
Yeah, I got it. So I'm with you. The signs point to Josh Jackson going third to Boston because Danny Ainge has a long history of loving those sort of high motor wings who can play defense and make plays, and Josh Jackson fits the bill. I got that. I like him a lot. But you know what I think? I like Lonzo Ball more. And I am also with you on this. When I look at the Celtics versus the Cavaliers, the Celtics are architecturally flawed. At their core, they have built around this little mighty mite who's, 5'9"?
Yes.
And I love him. I love his heart and his guts and his nerve, and he is a big shot taker and maker.
Yes.
He is not a point guard. He averaged 5.9 assists. That was his career high last year. LeBron was, 8.7 assists, and Draymond was 7 assists. So, really? That's your guy? So you're depending on him to be your playmaker, right? He's going to be your starter. I mean, he's going to initiate all the action. Mm-hmm. And he's really not an assist guy. And then you go to the other end, and he's a defensive liability.
He was the worst defensive player of all the players in the NBA.
Well, just because of his height,
you
could argue. Yeah.
But so what do you – I mean, everybody posted him up. Kyrie posted him up. And,
which is why he was the last pick in the draft, at the bottom of the second round, to Sacramento, right? Mm-hmm. And Phoenix, then Boston, okay? Right. So we get that. Now, again, nothing but respect for him, but just on sheer size, he has some big issues, right? Little man, big issues. So in this case, if I'm Danny Ainge, and he obviously will not do this, I would want to take Lonzo Ball. See, I would have sat right there at one and said, I'm going to take the transcendent player. I'm going to take the game changer. I'm going to take a guy who's rare. He's a once-a-generation passer because I need a point guard. Number one, I need a point guard.
Are you going to trade Isaiah Thomas?
I don't know. I would try. Or I would try to make him my microwave, my Vinnie Johnson, not bringing him off the bench, but a little bit. I'd mix and match him more.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. He was most effective when he has the ball in his hands. That's why Sacramento couldn't maximize his ability.
Yeah.
That's why Phoenix couldn't maximize his ability, because he needs the ball. He is a ball-dominant player.
Okay, well, then I would take all the rest of my stockpile of draft picks and I'd go get Jimmy Butler from Chicago. And if I had to give Jay Crowder up, I'd give Jay Crowder up for Jimmy Butler, because Jimmy Butler does not like LeBron James. He doesn't fear him. I think he has less respect for him. He's down in that category of players who have disdain for LeBron, like Draymond used to, until he sold out to LeBron.
Oh, what do you mean he sold out, Skip?
He sold out. He went and got Maverick Carter to be on Team Draymond. It's over.
It's okay,
It's
Skip.
over.
It's
well, you got it. Keep your friends close.
Yeah.
He's close.
But here's the thing, Skip. If you look at the way Boston is put together, okay, let's just say for the sake of argument, we believe they'll take Josh Jackson. You got Josh Jackson at the 3rd pick this year. You took Jaylen Brown at the 3rd pick last year.
Okay, they're the same guy, except Josh Jackson's a little better, and Jaylen Brown's pretty good.
Yeah. But let me ask you a question.
Jay Crowder's the same guy.
Who's going to guard LeBron?
Jimmy Butler. That's what I just said.
Oh,
huh?
You think the Butler can?
Yes, he did. The Butler did it.
Did you see what he did 2 years ago to the Butler? Sit him packing.
Yeah.
And the year before that, what did he do? Sit him packing. You remember that, Skip?
I do, but
That's why he got disdain for LeBron.
He's the guy. He's the guy. He'll get up in LeBron's face. He'll give him all he wants.
All that.
Especially aging LeBron.
And guess what?
Yeah.
And every time that he sees LeBron in the playoffs, what's happening, Skip, at the end of the day? In Game 5, what do we see him doing? Walking off the court. He did it to him 2 years in a row, Skip.
And you know what I saw after Game 5 of this year's finals? I saw LeBron walking off the court with his head held high and kind of a little smile on his face. Total contentment. Happy he lost in 5 games because he averaged a triple-double. He needs help.
I'm going to give you everything I got, Skip. I'm going to put all the time that I need. I'm going to eat like I'm supposed to. I'm going to train like I'm supposed to. And I'm going to give you everything on the court for 46 minutes. And at the end of the day, if the results are not what I want, Skip, I got to be able to hold my head up. 36-11 stretch in the second quarter of Game 5, you gave me, what, 2 shots? Made 1? Yeah, but what did I give you in Game 3? I gave you 39, 12, and 9, and it wasn't enough. The guy missed a shot. I gave you, and I came back and gave you another triple-double. Skip, the man had 3 triple-doubles in the final.
Maybe he was just relieved because he knows now he doesn't have to try and live up to Jordan anymore.
Oh, he coming, gonna get it?
It's true, it's over.
No, it ain't over.
You know it's over.
I don't know, Jack.
It was over.
You already admitted
No, I didn't. No. I said it's over currently. I say, but if he takes this,
one of those.
If he takes this team down with Kevin Durant, the MVP, he takes that team down, we're going to have this conversation again, Skip. We got to have this conversation again. So
that would make him 4 and 5 in the finals if he took it down? Really?
Yeah!
That erases those 5?
No, nothing to erase that. Those are there. But just like you give Tom Brady so much credit for going to 7 and losing 2, Joe only went to 4. He's 4-0 and didn't turn the ball over. You give Tom Brady.
Wait a second. You said
we gotta leave it there. No mercy. Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor are finally set to fight August 26th in Vegas. Mayweather is the heavy favorite, but his odds have dropped because, according to ESPN.com, sportsbooks have been flooded by small bets on McGregor. Now, Conor is listed as a 4-1 underdog.
Here we go.
Skip, what does this tell you about the fight?
It's what I've been trying to explain to Mr. Shannon Sharpe across from me. Conor McGregor is the A side of this fight because he is far more popular globally than Floyd Money Mayweather.
Money.
Yeah, so yes, a lot of these bets are coming in from what they call squares, amateurs.
Yes.
Just little bets as they pledge allegiance to their man, Conor McGregor. I get all that, but it's creating an avalanche of money from a lot of squares all around the globe that are dramatically impacting the odds. So guess what's about to happen? The Conor loyalists are going to turn the T-Mobile Center into the Mac Mobile Center. They're going to take it over, and this is going to feel like a road game for one Floyd Money Mayweather. His house is going to be their house on August the 26th. That's another advantage for Conor McGregor, the quote-unquote visitor.
First of all, Skip, they can't get in the ring, so all that chanting and all the Irish thing that they're going to be banging on, that has nothing to do with Skip. This is a bunch of guys betting $100 to $200 trying to win, because at one point it was 7-1. Why would I bet $100 on Floyd to win 50 cents when I can bet 100 and maybe if he gets lucky, I can win $700 plus my money back.
So you're just going to throw away $100? They think he's going to win. Trust me.
Skip, stop.
Hey.
All the $1,000 bets have been coming in on money.
Oh, okay.
On money.
Maybe a couple of them? Yeah. That's all?
Well, if you put your money on
money, you can put yours where your mouth.
I'll
put it down.
We'll be back tomorrow morning at No Mercy. This is the Skip and Shannon Undisputed podcast, where we're delivering you an unscripted, unfiltered, undisputed version of the biggest topics of the day's show. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Like us on Facebook at Undisputed on FS1, follow on Twitter at Undisputed, and catch us at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, Monday through Friday on FS1. You can find us on Channel 219 on DirecTV, 150 on Dish. Thanks for listening, everybody. I'm your host, Joy Taylor. That's it for us today. Undisputed comes back tomorrow when we're joined by Ray Lewis, Rob Parker, and Chris Broussard. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.